everyone. So back to Crossover Comics. We got Year, the man with the more coffee than water, and we got Juan. We got Juan from Juan Reads Comics. I mean, I think both of us, Year and me, can say we're a big fan of what you do on TikTok. So we're glad you're here, man.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Yes, we are very, very excited that you're here. We're big fans of you, like Rome said, and we're just thrilled to talk comics with Juan Reads Comics, right?
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see how much of my knowledge, matches up to you guys.
All right. So first of all, there's no competition here. Like we just love comics, and whatever you have to say is welcome, unless you're like a bigot or a racist. Then no, get out of my internet, right?
No.
But other than that, man, everybody's welcome here.
Everybody, right on, man.
We like to have fun on here. We try to go off script, but when we can, we'll bring Timo in to bring it off script.
No, nice. It's not gonna be that type of episode. This
I know.
Fun. There's not gonna be.
There might be some structure this time. Let's just say that.
There's not gonna be Thor slander. Well, there's always Thor slander. I'm not gonna lie.
There might be some trolling, but we'll keep that to a minimum this time.
How you been, Juan?
I've been great, man. Just been kind of getting all ready and getting hyped up for October 17th, which I'm going to be in New York for New York Comic-Con this year. So yeah.
Jealous. You feel a jealousy coming?
You feel it. You feel it radiating. Like,
oh my gosh,
it's radiating because it's from both of us now.
Man. Like I'm excited. I'm nervous. I'm a ball of excitement, but I'm a little bit nervous at the same time. Just got my hotel and all my tickets and whatnot, and then now I'm just making an itinerary of things because I don't have tickets for Saturday. So I said, man, I'm in New York. What else? I mean, it doesn't matter to me, right? I can just
stroll to the park.
Yeah, I could just stroll New York and go find some things to do. I'm pretty sure I can find some stuff. I can throw a rock and there'd be some fun stuff to do from my apartment. I mean, from my hotel. So
absolutely. It's New York, Mecca. Like anything you can think of, you got Broadway. There's probably some concerts going on. You got plenty of comic book stores. You got landmarks to visit. I mean, bro, you're gonna have a blast, and I'm just hating a little bit because it just hit me. But man, I'm happy for you. Are you have plans to see creators, see other content creators? Are you gonna try to get book signed? Are you comic book hunting? Like, what do you have in mind for the New York Comic Con specifically?
So for the con specifically, Thursday, Paulo Rivera is going to be there, so I'm going to take a few of my Paulo covers that I have and try to get him signed there. He's only going to be there on Thursday, and then I'll actually meet up with Jeremiah from Panelloids that day.
Nice.
Yeah, and then there's some other things going on that Thursday. I'm not really sure. I haven't really looked at what panels might be going on that day. But I definitely would I don't know. I'm going to be in deer in headlights that day. I don't even know. I already know one thing that I want to do, and I already said it. I'm going to go see Paulo Rivera. But after that, I'm just going to go around and try to fill in some of my back issues that I haven't been able to fill. Like I'm still trying to fill in Spider-Man, Zeb Wells Spider-Man from like issues, I think 23 to like 30. So I'll be looking for those. Mm-hmm. I'll be looking for some other books too to fill in the gaps when I just stopped collecting for a little bit. But yeah, I don't know, man. I'm just going to be a deer in headlights, and I'm just going to be, I don't know. I'm just going to be like, this is too much. I don't know what to do. Cause then like Nerd Initiative is going to be there. Mickey wants to meet up. There's also some other people on here from TikTok that are like, oh, I heard you're going to New York for New York Comic Con. I'm like, yeah. He's like, let's meet up for a beer. So like, I got 3 or 4 different people that want to meet up. Stan wants to meet up. A couple other.
Stan's the man, bro. Stan is the man.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Bro,
So
hey, YouTube. I don't know if you noticed, but we have a star on our hands today.
But no, yeah. Stan wants to meet up. He asked me to make he's like, hey man, just put down all the things that you want to see on Saturday, and I'll make an itinerary for you. He's like, some of the places I probably won't be able to go with you just because of my health. And I didn't know, I don't know if you know everything about Stan, but he just
Yeah.
had a bypass surgery and all that jazz, and you know, so he's not as uppity as he used to. So he's like, I may go with you on Thursday or Friday to the con, but I try to not do those things as much. But we'll definitely go get some Mongolian barbecue, take you to some real good Chinese places. And so yeah, I'm excited because there's going to be so much to do that weekend. I'm going to come
Bro,
back on Monday drowned.
and poor, basically.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
I'm gonna
pretty
come
much.
back with $1.50, my guy.
Hey, go out, go hard or go home. You know what I mean? I mean, you could be coming home, so might as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, bro, you are in luck because Stan has lived in New York his whole life, right? So if you need a guy like that, would be the right person to talk to. For those of you who are not familiar with One Week Comics, what are you doing? First of all, number two, one is like a Renaissance man, right? One, of course, he's a comic book collector, reader. One has skills to pay the bills. All right, he can do voice acting. He sings. He
He has a
plays.
great live too.
Right.
His
He hosts one of the most chill and enjoyable live streams on TikTok. Like he is basically like a radio host, and he be taking music requests from people. He'd be playing it. He'd be jamming. He'd be voicing over. Like he used to be a radio host for a legit radio channel. He'd be like playing
what?
music. Yes.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't know.
yeah.
See?
Oh, dang, man! I'm such a shut-in,
Juan
man.
is
I
a
didn't know
legit
this.
modern day Renaissance man. Um, so if you're not following Juan on all social media, like do yourself a favor. Like the man is exuding with entertainment, and he won't tell you because he's very modest, but he's really good. All right, so
Bro, I remember one time we were doing you were doing the live, and I kept recommending you songs, bro, and I just had some news, and like, bro, that live was just it made my
yes,
night, bro. I
yes,
fell
Nice.
asleep with the phone in my hand and the drink in my other hand, bro. Like I was like passed out, dude. Like I was out. I finished the drink, so it was just a cup. It was an empty, but still, I was like,
I'm telling
my
you,
boy
man.
be playing my jams right now, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's like the range of it. Like he could play like salsa right now, and then jazz the next one, and then
Yep.
classical music. Like it doesn't matter. He'll play it for you.
Yeah. Thank you, man. That's very kind. Thank you.
Yeah, he also collects action figures.
Comics.
He
Oh,
has, but besides comics, like we like that's a given. We all here because of the comics, but one has like an extensive action figure collection, and he
have you ever done
recently.
stop motion? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, no, you're fine, you're fine. He recently added Spider Woman to the collection, so I was like, oh, you know,
Like, yeah, you can't
He's
see
gonna
her.
bust it out. He's gonna
Yeah,
go
bust it
she's.
out.
bust it out. Oh,
Oh,
we're not
okay.
worthy. We're not worthy.
Yeah, she's stuck.
Yeah, no, he had it like he did like a video for I think it was for Nair Initiative, right? Like a
Mm-hmm.
unboxing video. You should check it out. That's on YouTube, right?
Yeah, it's on
And
YouTube right now. Yep.
he was showing like all of their like the articulations and all the shapes and positions you could put like that. That's like actually not because it's Spider-Man, but that brand of action figures is legit when it comes to like the articulations and like all of the like he had Spider-Woman like doing poses from like the comics and stuff. I mean, it's just great work there.
Hey, thank you, man. Thank you. I do have a couple other ones that I haven't even opened up. If you want to see a couple of those, I
Sure,
got
let's see 'em.
Mandalorian.
Oh, nice, bro.
I believe my guy Yancy got me this one right here.
What?
Thank you. Happy Thank you.
Happy birthday! It was
Hey,
just
thanks again,
your
man.
birthday this past week.
Yes, sir. Then I got who's this one? Oh, Superior Spider-Man.
Ooh,
Nice, dude.
Man,
Nice.
I'm
Thank-
excited to open that one up.
You
Then
have
I
to do
got-
an unboxing for that one.
Oh yeah, definitely for sure. I got what's his name? Richard Fisk, the Rose,
The Rose, yes.
and then zombie Superman.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, I still haven't opened those up. I don't know. So, cause I'm a little bit of a perfectionist when it comes to like making the videos and doing the
Dude,
unboxing.
we're both
so,
the same, dude. Me and
so
Yer,
like, I have
we're-
to be I have to be in like a good headspace to do it. Like nothing. I'm clear headed. I'm clear minded. I don't have other things on my mind, and I'm like a creatively, ready to do it because it does take a while to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes like for the unboxing video that I did for Nerd Initiative, it took me about 6 hours to do that whole entire thing. And I did it in one night. I came home from work at 11 p.m., got home around 11:30, took a shower, got something to eat, and I just immediately started working on it. And then like 5-6 hours later, I was done.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this.
Wait, yeah, okay, never mind. Okay, I was gonna have
no, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
Well, I wanted to know because like me and Year, like we were always texting each other, like or like, bro,
Bugging
how about
other.
this? What about this? How does this look? Like, dude, we're meticulous too, man. So like, I get it, but I want to know, like, Year, like, how long does it take you? Because I mean, for me, I'm spontaneous. Well, I try to like, I'm a grinder, so like every day. All right, I didn't finish this video, so I'll just put it for later. If I'm not in the mood, I'll still make the video and I'll try it. Every now and then when I have like emotions, I'll put it into the video. Like those transition ones, dude, those take me like 30 minutes.
Damn.
The unboxing. I want to know what you Year, because like I don't know. We're content creators, so like I'm just curious to pick y'all's brains. And I mean, Juan was like an open book, so I want to know what Year. Let's hear what Year's got to say. I
was gonna ask this question, kind of like in that same vein of thought. Like for me, when I'm like workshopping content that is gonna be like longer than a minute or 2 minutes, like content wise, that I know I can just do it on the spot. I work on a script one day, on the next time I am free, I'll work on getting the scans and thinking about the music. Like I'll workshop like throughout days because I know it's gonna be a longer format, right? So I learn to have the patience for it, not to like hash it out in one sitting, because I sometimes I get those ideas come to me, or they're like, marinating in my head, and then I just sit down and want to like start it, complete it, edit it like on the spot, and like either post it that day or have it ready for the next day. And I have basically taught myself not to be like that because like sometimes like Juan said, like he sat down and it took him 6 hours and he did not let up until he finished it. And I used to be like that too, right? And I tried to
wait. Hold on. Wait. I think we have another guest.
Oh, we got another guest?
Wait, hold on.
Character ever, and her writing will never.
Hold on, Timo. he's trying to steal your thunder.
Hold on.
Okay. Right. Say it again, Timo. Say it again.
Alright, so basically what I was trying to say is Spider-Woman is such a horrible character. Marvel should have never created her, and she would never compare to the majestic character that is the mighty Thor. Alright.
Oh, he's talking
see
about
you later, Timo.
Jane
He's
Foster.
Gotta go.
Thor? Oh,
he said he's got to go.
So just to be clear for our viewers, when he said the mighty Thor, he's talking about Jane Foster. So if that's the case, I agree. That's the best Thor ever. We're gonna move on from this slander. Thank you, Timo, for dropping in those nuggets of knowledge. Thor knowledge. Yeah.
That
Sorry,
is awesome.
man. Sorry, man. I had to do the WWE like coming in.
You see, I try to stay away from the Thor slander, but like I life happens,
Hey, I just thought of a video because I have Jessica Drew, I have Spider-Woman, and I have Thor, both action figures. I'm gonna try to. I think you guys were talking back and forth about Spider-Woman and Thor on one of the past videos that you already have up. Yeah. I'll use that as a sound and have you be Jessica Drew and then Tim will be Tim will be Thor and have it go back and forth. Yes.
Oh, dude, that's gonna be hilarious.
Let's go.
Man. You gotta
try
tag
to
me
do
on that one.
like a
Or
stop
send it.
motion, maybe cut a little bit. I don't know.
Oh.
I just thought of it. That'd be kind of fun.
Bro, if you put like them slapping each other, like and add the voice, that would be hilarious, man. Like like what he call like Year, he'll slap him with his hand, and then I guess since Thor has the hammer, he can just hit him with one swing.
And then she grabs it and then she holds it, and he's like, "Oh no!"
We're word chopping content ideas
Right now.
This is
Right
free.
now.
This is free 99.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like sometimes you get these ideas, and like I used to write them down, but it became a problem too because like I will have like a list of ideas, and if I didn't go back to like add to it or write like a little bit more to the
I
idea,
do the same.
expand on it, I would forget what it was. So like sometimes I would go back to my notes and be like, Spider-Woman, New York, and I'm like,
What was I thinking?
what does that mean? What is that, New York, Spider-Woman? What? Or be like,
See, and
look at that.
Yeah, that's the same way, bro. Like I have a list. I still haven't finished my Mortal Kombat videos, bro. And I'm like, oh, I just added to the next list, like the next month of like stuff I have to finish. I'm the same way, bro. Like, remember that Magneto video that I was telling you about? It's halfway done. It's halfway done. It's just not done.
You like a year.
Oh,
See,
dude, the Mortal Kombat ones have been taking me like, but they take longer. They take like 6 to 8 hours to make, though.
wow.
It's
See,
crazy.
that's why when I do it, I don't stop. I continue doing it because I'm a little bit of a procrastinator. If you look at the other side of this room, you would see boxes and stuff all over the place. So I'm a huge procrastinator. So if I don't get it done right then and there, I'm going to forget about it, or I have such an ADHD mind that I'm just going to be like, ooh, squirrel, let's go play with this, or let's watch this movie, or let's do this, or let's do that, or
You know what?
hey, Romulus just came out, I'm going to go to the movies. You know, that's how I am.
Bro, I'm the same way. I get a message and I'm like, oh, Instagram. And then like, oh, someone liked your thing. And then the minute you pull up, you're like, oh, I'm making a video. Oh, it's 9 o'clock. I'll stay up late. And then like you fall asleep when you hear the phone hit the floor.
Or hit you in the face.
Or, nah, I haven't done that yet. That'll wake me up because I'm like, I feel it. And I'm like, whoo. The head movement never left, you know.
Right.
I don't know. It's crazy how like I think procrastination comes with be like a comic book collector or reader because like to be read pile is like a something that every comic book reader, every comic book collector has, right? Even if you're not a reader, you might have like a pile of comics that you're collecting that you haven't organized, or like, see, he has a box.
I have a backpack.
You have
I have 2 backpacks. That's how bad I am, bro.
that's what I'm saying. Like it comes with being a
comic book. Yeah, part of this is it's part of the game. If you're coming into comics, you're never gonna read everything, and if you do, that means you stop reading. You stop buying comics in general for a while.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's the only way. So I was thinking about doing that.
Even then, you might have like some runs that you haven't finished. Oh, look! I'm not attacking you, Rome's.
I know it's that. I know. Hey, that was good promotion. That video was good promotion for the podcast. Like I remember my barber, he was like, "Bro, you're fighting with him." I was like, and then he finished the video. He's like, "Oh, that's what you did." I was like, "Yeah, dude."
Oh, I remember that video.
Yeah,
that's hilarious. Yeah,
that was funny. That was funny.
So, talking about the comic books and whatnot, it's like let's get into that. Like, what are you guys reading right now?
Who wants to go first?
The guest always goes first.
Yeah, the guest always goes first. You go for it, man, and we'll follow up.
It's open mic. It's open mic. You can say,
open mic.
Runs, trade paperback, single issues, something you read today, last week, this year. It doesn't matter. We want to hear it.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, I just made a video not too long ago about finishing Compendium 1 of Invincible. So I
I
just
saw that.
completed that whole thing, and I got the second compendium right here, which I'm going to start reading tomorrow, and
Thick
that's
boy.
going to be fun. That is, it is a big boy. It is a big boy. But I kind of wanted to get on like the differences between, because if you didn't know, if you're watching this and you didn't know that Invincible is a television series on Amazon Prime, and after reading the first volume or the first compendium, I noticed a little bit of differences between the writing and the book and whatnot to the show, and pretty much the first compendium, which collects up to, I think it's like 47 issues. They pretty much have touched everything in the first two seasons. So if they continue that pace, it's probably going to be what, 2, 4, 6 seasons long. I don't know. I heard something about it going to possibly be live action down the line somewhere. Maybe
That's what I
finishing
heard.
it off in live action, which would be fucking cool.
Right.
But some of the differences that I noticed that people out there that don't really like when characters get race swapped or swapped in any fashion or form. If you watch the show first and then read the book, you would never know. Like you would never know, because because Mark's first girlfriend or second girlfriend in the show is black, but in the comic books is a white girl, right? There's a little bit of similarities, but some slight differences, which I really liked, because if you've already read the book and you go to watch the show, what are you going to do different to keep a reader who has read this when it first came out, when Robert Kirkman first wrote it, to keep that viewer interested to want to watch it? Because if it's just a song that you heard or anything that you heard beat for beat, how are we going to keep those viewers or those readers interested? And I think they did a really good job of like switching things up and bringing some aspects or concepts in the middle of the story that didn't happen yet, but just make them right at the beginning to just grab your attention right off the bat. And I really love the contrast of the two. So I can't wait till the third season comes out, because getting into Compendium 2, probably going to see a lot of what season 3 and season 4 is going to be about. So I really want to see what the difference is going to be and how they make those contrasts. So I don't know. What do you guys think? I know I talked a little bit too much.
No, you're good. I actually read the most of the Invincible series, so like I know what you're talking about. Like I feel like Amber, she was written better in the series. And not just that, I remember Robert Kirkman said that this is his second chance. The first time he was reading it, he was just reading it to stay on the book, and like now he has like time to like actually go back and like move stuff forward, push stuff back. So he already has an intro. So back then he didn't. He was just going week to week. He even had to force the spoiler alert for if you haven't seen Invincible. You know how like Mark's dad, what's his name?
Omni-Man.
Yeah, how he goes and he like slaughters like the dime store version of Justice League, like
yeah, the Guardians of the Globe.
Yeah, there you go, Guardians of the Globe, and like that I remember that was like all the way in like issue 11 or 12 or something like that, and like I was like, man, dude, I might not like read this. And then when they did that in first season, I was like, oh, okay, we're going. They're pushing that forward, because I was like, man, I don't know if I could like deal with those first couple of issues, because I was like, they're cool, but I was like, just feels like a regular superhero story. But that twist,
sure,
when they push that forward, man, dude. But I know what you mean. Like some stuff, like you already know where they're kind of going, or like I haven't got that far. I think I'm like issue 37 or something like that. But
okay,
yeah, dude, I'm pumped, bro. But it's just like you said, like, dude, we're comic book readers. We never finish. So like
never done. It's never over.
No. You is that all you've been reading though lately, Juan?
I got a subscription base from Fan Home.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the first, it's year 0 year.
Oh, I wanted to ask you about that, dude.
Yeah, so
TikTok.
It's 126 books, and so after I'm done with the whole collection of them all, it will be 126 books, and they come with like bookends and posters and shirts and everything. It's gonna be kind of expensive, but for to have something like this in like hardcover, because it's hardcover, to have something like this with like almost everything that is Batman, I really wanted this because of that, because it goes from year zero, then it does some of the Silver Age and Golden Age stuff, and then it gets into the more modern stuff as well. So I'm halfway through with this, this is really good. I don't even know why I didn't read this before, but
it's so good. Yeah, the Scott
it is
Snyder run, right?
good, and I love that it is a subscription base, because then when I get it, I don't have to like search for something. Now it's just in front of me. I can just read it and just be like, okay, cool. Because I've heard a lot, because I haven't read all the stuff of Batman. Like I know like the heavy hitters of Batman, like Court of Owls and Death in the Family and all that stuff. All the heavy hitters about Batman. But I wanted to get some of the like the little more nuanced things and stories about Batman, because I do love the character. Because I mean he is a very complex character, but at the same time people like to tear him apart. But he is a very complex character. There's a lot of psychological and all that stuff going on, and then kind of a little bit segueing into the new animated series that came out not too long ago on, I think it was was it on Prime? I forget where it was on.
Yeah, it's on Prime.
Yeah, Cape Crusader. I really love what they did there, because they made Bruce Wayne out to be like this like he did not give a it was he was like he was still a kid and didn't understand how to use his like his things that are available to him, his wealth, Alfred, the things that are close to him. He didn't know how to use those yet. And that one scene where he bust into the door and he was a little kid and Alfred's sleeping, and he was like, we got work to do. I'm like, oh my gosh. He's like basically telling Alfred, like, we about to make this happen, because we're about to take over Gotham. And I loved how Batman's character progressed from being this, year zero type of, or zero, or year one type of a Batman, and progressed and learned through it, being a better detective. And at the end, seeing how he fully developed into possibly being the Batman we know today, but kind of still building the blocks for those characters. But yeah, I know I kind of segued in that, but that's one of the reasons why I got into this, because I wanted to know a little bit more of the nuanced stories of Batman. So that's another thing that I've been reading too as well.
That's a lot of Batman.
Yeah,
maybe I might give the show another shot, because I don't know. I have a hard time just shows in general. Like the first few episodes, I can't finish them. Like not just that, but even like regular stuff. Like
It's
I don't
not
think
that
I ever.
long, right? The entire show is what,
It's like 10 seasons. I mean 10 episodes.
Yeah,
yeah, I think it's 10 episodes. Yeah,
I got up to like 3, and I guess it wasn't for me. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not good with shows. Like I haven't finished House of the Dragon. Like the first.
I haven't
season.
watched the whole thing yet, but I think I left after the Harley Quinn episode.
okay.
So that's where I'm at. But like specifically, the easiest way to like basically like draw that arc of Bruce becoming the Batman is basically develop, or one of the ways that is developed is his relationship with Alfred, because in the beginning, like he doesn't treat Alfred with like respect or with like
I noticed that.
reverence, like from the beginning. But as the show progresses, he starts to learn that
Yeah.
Alfred, is not just his butler or not just there to, do whatever. That Alfred has his own life, his own background. Like he has his own assets and skills that he can bring to the mission, and he starts to appreciate Alfred not because he says it, but the way he treats or the way he talks to Alfred as the show progresses, and that's pretty cool because sometimes you forget that Bruce Wayne is a wealthy
Millionaire.
socialite sometimes, right? And he get, he's a
He's up
he
here.
exactly, he can lose himself sometimes in his situation, in his reality, right? And then Alfred be the one that one person in his life to like ground him in indirect ways. And I think the show did that, is doing that, through the course of the entire show, pretty good.
That in the 0 year, the one for Scott Snyder, the one that you're reading, Juan. I
Yeah.
remember there was a scene similar to that where like Alfred checks him like, hey, like I'm here to helping you, like, and you're not supposed to be doing this technically. Like this is going
Yeah.
against what your parents want. And so maybe I might have to go back and check it out. Like,
Yeah, like
but
there's a scene where he's upside down and he has like 345 plates and he's holding them upside down, and
yeah,
Alfred comes in and he's telling him something, and he calls him Master Wayne, and he's like, Alfred, how many times do I have to tell you, just call me Bruce? He was like, well, matter of fact, I can't do that because the situation we have doesn't allow for it. And I love that he's still like in that moment, he's still his butler, but at the same time, he wants to show that regardless that he may be, catering to him and still looking out for him, that he wants to show like, hey, I have a job to do and I'm going to keep it, and I'm not going to, stray from my job. So you shouldn't either. I'm doing my job and you should do your job at the same time and not stray away from it as well. So man, I definitely I definitely saw that that contrast in there with Alfred and Bruce, which is really freaking good so far. What are you reading, man?
yeah, here. What are you reading? What are you reading?
I'm just gonna go over the books that ended, so I don't go into everything, but like, big shout out to the Blue Beetle. Blue Beetle, if you're a Blue Beetle fan, like Jaime Reyes Blue Beetle, you've been eating good since before the movie came out, right? Because they did a mini series called Graduation Day, and it was fun, right? And then after the movie, not too long after, they like relaunch Blue Beetle into new series that just concluded. I want to say um, earlier this month in August with issue 11, and it was great, man. Like, it was a shame that it ended, because he had a lot of good things going for Jaime Reyes as Jaime, as Blue Beetle, right? They gave him his own city. His supporting cast grew, right? There's other Beatles. The Horizon was like located in Earth. Like, there was so much elements that they were just like pushing the envelope, right? Like, Ted Kord's sister, what's her name? Victoria Kord, right? They made her a character in comics, like
Oh,
the
they
same.
did.
Yeah, yeah, and
I
she
kind of have a
was like,
crush on the actress.
bro. Victoria Kord
Yeah,
is
me
the
too.
type of
Oh, my
villain.
bad.
Victoria Kord in the comics is the type of villain that you hate, but you appreciate that she's there, right?
Wait,
Because
wait, 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 wait. Is it
I said, hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right.
the girl that was like dating Blue Beetle, or?
no, 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 no.
Oh, I got the wrong one. My bad. My bad.
No, no,
My
no,
bad.
no, no, no. Victoria Kord, like, like the other Blue Beetle, like Ted Kord,
Uh
the
huh.
Blue Beetle from like the Justice League International. So he has a sister called Victoria Kord, that she's like an allegory for like greedy corporations, basically, because
Mhm.
that's she takes over Tech Core Industries, and she's like, you know, messing with Blue Beetle, messing with the scarabs, like messing with that technology, and it backfires, right? Like it typically does in comic books. So um, there was a lot. Blue Beetle had to like face like some tough situations where like Kajida, the actual scare itself, like show fear and acted upon that fear in
Oh,
some
yeah.
scenarios. Yeah, like Kaji was going left and Jaime was going right. Like those were kind of like the scenarios that they were put in. There was a great run, man. Like I didn't like the art when it started because it's kind of like the same creative team rolled over from graduation day to this last run, and I wasn't fond of the art in the beginning, but as more issues came out and more art written, and I saw like how talented they were, like the more I started to appreciate the art, and it became its own thing. Like it was so different from any other book out there, especially DC, that I came to love it. So shout out to Trujillo and all of them people that work on that book. Like that was amazing. That was a great all time run for the character of Jaime Reyes. I recently read Wonder Woman Dead Earth by
Oh, you
Daniel
finally read it?
Jones.
I haven't read
Yes.
it. I have it. I have it over there in my backlog.
Oh my god, bro.
I had a feeling you would like it.
DWJ just doesn't miss. Like
Oh, dude, he's leaving Transformers, bro.
I heard.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's leaving Transformers. You should either 24 or 28, something like that.
Yeah. Like
No.
after issue 24, he concludes his time in Transformers. So
I might drop the book.
No.
you know something. Okay, let's talk about that. Right. Let me give you another scenario. That's kind of like your knee-jerk reaction to like a creator leaving the book, right? Because part of you being subscribed to that is the creators, right? The writer,
Or
the artist.
well, I mean, it's for me personally. Is like I'm invested in his story.
I
Someone
know,
else is
I
gonna
know.
come and tell their story. I mean, I
I know.
dropped the. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. My bad.
So no, I'm gonna give you two scenarios, right? Like Wonder Woman right now is on like issue 10, 11, 12, I don't know. Tom King, and I'm a fan, right? I'm a fan of Tom King, but this run is it has branched out so much that a lot of the like the review moments for the story so far, like they have not closed the loop on a lot of those, right? And you're kind of like, all right, what happened with this? What happened with that? Where is so and so? It's really, really spread out, right? But the art by Daniel St. Pierre
Daniel Sampier.
is so great that like
It's beautiful.
it's probably the only reason I'm still pulling the book. The moment St. Pierre is dropped from the book, I'm dropping it, and I'm a
Me
Tom
too.
King fan, right? Or in a similar situation, another scenario. Shazam, the Shazam book that launched on the Dawn of DC, it had like an all-star, like an all-time great creative team on it. You have Mark Waid writing it, and you had Dan Mora on the pencils. With I can't remember who does the colors for Dan Mora, but it's like the same
Same
people he
guy.
works with. Yeah, same guy. And Wade and Mora left the book because they're working on Absolute. They're working on Absolute Power. They're doing World's Finest, so they're doing a lot of other stuff, right? They
Yeah.
left the book, and Josie Campbell, the writer, and the other creators picked up the book, and they literally just picked where Wade and Mora were, storytelling wise, story wise, and they just carry that flag, just keep pushing the wings on that sail, and it hasn't let off, right? Art wise, yeah, it did change because it's not Dan Mora anymore, right? Dan Mora is just elite, but the people that took over, they're doing great. The book is doing great. The story is great. The art is amazing. Like I don't miss Mora or Wade in Shazam, right?
Really?
So like, yeah. So like sometimes, you leave because quality drops, or they just they completely halt whatever was going on in the book, and
Yeah.
you get new creators that want to do their own thing. But Josie Campbell and everybody else pretty much picked up where Mora and Wade left off, and they just carry on with the same tones, tones, themes, you name it. So like as a fan, as a reader, sometimes you have both scenarios, and it's really up to you whether where you want to spend your money. Like I said,
Yeah, it's all about the money because I mean I try to budget the pool
yeah,
box, and I mean if someone leaves or it's not good anymore, I'm like sorry, but not just that is for me it's cheaper to get the trade or wait because now I have there's digital comics. Yeah, I know you can hate me for whatever, but I have DC Infinite, I have the Marvel Unlimited. Like if it drops and then it gets back good again, I could just read it on there. And then not just
yeah,
that, but I buy trades, I buy omnis. So if it gets good eventually, because I mean, I buy there. I was recently reading a little bit of the Uncanny X Force,
okay,
and there's a for every arc there's a different artist. I think there's like
oh,
only one comes back, and one arc is kind of bad. It's all right. It's not that good. It's very confusing, but it picks back up in quality when when it finishes off afterwards. But I know what you mean about the artist, but like when the writer leaves, I think that's why I left the Venom run, the Agent Venom, because Cullen Bunn, I never liked his style of writing,
hmm,
and I just when he writes Venom, it just feels very bland.
right,
And what he cut, and whenever Rick Remender took over, he completely redefined the character to the point where I became a Venom fan. I mean, you can see it behind me,
right,
but but when they leave, I'm like, bro, this is my money. Like
right.
you, the
There's nothing
writer,
wrong.
the
Let me
right,
clarify. There's nothing wrong with that, right? If you read a certain book or you're subscribed to a certain book because of the creative team behind it, and then if they leave, you want to leave. There's nothing wrong with that, right?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
your
It's
money,
just it's because that I mean, 8 out of 10 times, like when they leave, the book drops in quality. 8 out of 10 times. The other 2%, I'll sometimes give them a shot, and then I'm like, okay, I put that guy on the writer and the artist on my radar. I'm like, okay, when they release a book next time, I'm gonna go and find them. That's how I operate because like those guys who make those books, they earn my dollar. Like
yeah,
they earned
exactly,
it. So
exactly.
like I'm gonna invest like I broke my bank right now because Alien versus Avengers came out. I still haven't read it. I want to read it, but I'm like right now. I mean, right now I'm reading something else. But I'll let you finish off whatever else you're reading here.
I finished reading the sensational She-Hulk run by Rainbow Rowell and Andres Guenole. I got to read it before it came out for Nerd Initiative. That was pretty cool. Like they
Oh,
pretty much,
congrats! And everybody who
That's
doesn't
awesome.
know, he got on the Nerd Initiative and he's doing reviews on there. Go check it out. It's going to be in the description.
it's pretty cool to like read a comic book before it comes out. I'm not gonna lie, like it feels special, right? And then they like some of them, for some of the people from their initiative, they're mutuals of mine, so they seen that I have covered and talked extensively about She-Hulk, because if you didn't know, Rainbow Rowell is kind of like has written like the modern era of She-Hulk, like the current era of She-Hulk, right? She did a She-Hulk book that was 15 issues, amazing stuff, right? If you like melodrama, if you like slice of everyday life, uh, character work, Rainbow Rowell is like the best at it. She did She-Hulk. She did Sensational She-Hulk that just concluded this month, and I'm putting this out there, right, for Marvel to pick it up if they want. They should bring back Rainbow Rowell to write Savage She-Hulk. So she will have like the trilogy of it, of the character She-Hulk under her belt. Like that would be amazing. But it was great. The story was amazing. She-Hulk is gonna end up joining an Avengers team soon. I think it's called Avengers Assemble, or Assembly, something like that. She did a lot for the character of Jennifer Walters, as a friend, as a lover, as a hero, as a
Hmm.
professional, like you name it. So that was pretty cool. That ended on issue 10, mid August. So if you're looking to read some melodramatic storytelling, I would recommend She-Hulk or Sensational She-Hulk by Rainbow Rowell. And then the other one I want to talk about before I pass the baton, I ended up reading Spider-Woman issue 10, the last issue for the run by Steve Fox. Shout out to Nair Initiative, because once they knew they were gonna get the review copy of that ahead of time, they slotted me in that one. Like they didn't even ask me. They said, "No, you're gonna review this one. Like we already know." So that was very, very special, for me to be the biggest fan you can think of a character and get to see the book before it came out. And it was so hard because I'm like on a Discord server with like Spider-Woman fans, and I could not tell them what was in the book. I could just tell them that I was reading it, and they were like, "Oh, what's gonna happen with this? How is this gonna resolve? What is she doing with X?" And I'm like, I can't tell you. I'm sorry. But that was awesome. That was awesome. Steve Fox got tasked to write the tie-in for Gang War for Spider-Woman. If you guys watching this don't know, the Amazing Spider-Man had like an event last year called Gang War, and that gave the opportunity for a lot of other characters to get involved in the story and get their own miniseries to tie in to the Gang War. You had Luke Cage, Elektra, Spider-Woman, Elektra, Daredevil, and
Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi. Yes, thank you. And from all of those characters, the only one that got their book extended was Spider-Woman, and it went from a 4-issue mini run to a 10-issue run. So that was pretty cool. Very, very, very excited. The next team for Spider-Woman, she's going to be joining West Coast Avengers, for those of you who didn't know. So, really, really looking forward to that next series.
Nice. I wanted to touch on something you said. We were talking about creators that are on a specific book, and then you're going to leave if they're not on it, either if it's the art or the writer. And I picked up what is it, Spider-Gwen, the Ghost Spider. I picked this up solely because it was Stephanie Phillips. Because everything that Stephanie Phillips has written so far that I've read, that has been indie or through DC or Marvel, she's been pretty spot on, and she understands her characters very well. And I love her style of writing. The only thing that I really don't care about is the art inside. The innards are not that awesome. The cover is freaking fantastic, but if Stephanie Phillips left and someone else wrote this and they kept the same artist, I'm out. And I think a lot of people would be too, because Stephanie Phillips has done an amazing job so far with these first 2 issues that I've read. The 3rd issue just came out last on the 28th, and I still haven't gotten a chance to read that yet. But yeah, that's definitely one of those where if a writer, especially Stephanie Phillips, left, I'm done. I'm washing my hands clean of that, because if they continue with that art, man, it just I wanted to say, and I'm only going to say it here, and please don't make this a clip.
No,
but
we're not
it kind of it reminds me of like a creator owned indie book that they just got whoever they got to draw the art. It was not good, but it's good enough that if you just doodle at home, you're like, oh, that's kind of good. You can kind of draw, It's like they got someone like that to draw it.
I got you.
You know what I mean? It's like,
I know. You know what? Can we talk about this? Because I've been having this on my chest a lot.
Yeah, let me say this, and then I'll pass it on to you. Let me say this: Marvel knows that Spider-Gwen is a pretty popular character, right? Like as of late. So no matter what, Spider-Gwen comics is gonna meet a quota of sales, right? So because they're not trying to do anything with Spider-Gwen specifically, besides having her like in some cool stories, but not kind of like break out, they can take on the risk of having an unpolished or an unknown creative team behind a good writer, because the book is going to sell regardless. And I'm not talking like Juan just told you, the art on the current series feels unpolished, right? That's a good word to describe it. The previous issue, which I collected and read, and the one before that, is the same thing. The artist, if you compare to like other Spider theme books, even like Edge of Spider Verse or Spider Woman or Miles Morales Spider Man. Not to mention Amazing Spider Man. Even now, like you have now, I think it's called Spectacular Spider Man with Miles and Peter combined. The art on all of those books is either it goes from solid to good to great, right? Amazing Spider Man has John Romita Jr., right? Like
Oh,
hate it or
John
love it,
Romita.
hate it
I
or love it, right?
I
It's like
love. Yeah.
top tier name, like name recognition wise, like people know who he is. Okay, on books like Spider-Man, they can just hire upcoming, let's say upcoming or unproven talent to work on those books because they know they already have an audience for those characters. Same goes for like Miss Marvel, right? They got some bangers story wise, but art they're not always like the art doesn't always match the quality level of the story, and it's
Mhm.
just something that publishers do. Like they
Well,
could get, yeah,
well, I saw one of the things on Disney Plus where like, and I saw an interview with Mint Condition. He was talking with Mark Wade, and Mark Wade was like, the thing that publishers care about the most is being on time, and that's the thing that you could be a bad. I guess, in my opinion, I mean, I used to be an artist, so like, I used to get paid to make art, and I mean, I have some type of like opinion, I guess, but
right. You
um,
can speak on this, yeah.
yeah, and like I've been noticing, this is what I wanted to continue with one, and I don't make this into a clip. I don't even know if I'm gonna put this like as on my own channel, but I've been feeling like, because sometimes lately I'm like, oh man, who's this artist? Like I feel like I've seen him. Like this, he looks exactly the same, and I grabbed like three other books like the same. They look the same, and I'm like, dude, this is like the same artist, and it's three different names. There's no
Mm,
there's no style. There's no what do you call it? There's no character to their artists. Like when you know it's
Mm,
John, at least with John Romita Jr. He's like that, but like it's him. You know when
right.
it's Greg Capullo. You know when it's somebody else. And with this digital art stuff, they kind of all clump up together. And for me personally, it feels like there's no depth to it. It just feels like I'm like I think right now with the thing that I have problem with digital, just in general, even with film, there's no depth. Like it just feels
Right.
like it's just on top of each other. And whenever you have a real artist, and even if they do use digital, like Ryan Stegman, like he draws it out first and then he makes it digitally. Like you can tell like the different styles. There's no more styles anymore. Like there's no
Right.
uniqueness. There's no like flavor. Like I don't see that anymore. And then right now I'm reading a lot of like older stuff, and we can get that in a second. I just want to get this off my chest. I was thinking about making a video, but I was like, I don't want to get like canceled or whatever for my
we can
opinion.
workshop that video too. That's it's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like it's just I see them, and I was like Stuart Eminem, and it was like a bunch of like X-Men books, and I'm like, is this guy like trying for all three of these? And then when I flipped and opened the pages and I saw who was like doing the art, I was like, dude, this is all the same, dude. Like they
It looks the
all
same.
look the same. And I'm like, it just looks like they're copying and pasting, which they probably are. I mean, it'll save them time, but I don't know. It's just for me growing up, I was a big comic book artist. I mean, I'll put it here in post. I I wanted to be a comic book artist. I wanted to be a comic book writer, and when I see stuff like that, I'm like, do you have an opportunity and you're just gonna squander it like that? Like, I don't know. It's just I don't know. It's just the artist in me, I guess. I'm just picky. That's why I try to shut my mouth whenever like talk about opinions. I know it's not
Well,
what
so
everybody else
this is
thinks.
not unheard of, right? Like Romus is not saying something that people don't know about, right? Like there are big time, big name creators in the industry that they even copy and paste from their own art. Like prime example of that is like Greg Land. Greg Land is
Oh yeah,
notorious.
don't even get me started with that guy.
Greg Land was notorious for tracing, you know, uh, characters or tracing But I'm not
Dude,
gonna get into
he would
that
trace
part.
everything, bro. I'm sorry, but you brought the wrong person into this conversation. Ooh,
Well,
ooh.
okay,
So Wolverine versus Predator, Wolverine versus
yes,
Predator, he
yes.
did that. Like, you notice, I was like, why the hell does a whale look so perfect? And then the Predator just looks like weird on top of him. I'm like, dude, he copy and pasted that. He copy and pasted that. Like,
Not just
oh,
that. Not
sorry,
just that.
rant over. I'm sorry.
It's not just that. He will copy and paste his own characters into other books. I saw, I think, the channel Comic Tropes. He did like a whole.
Oh,
I
I
don't
know. Yeah, I
right.
know what you're talking about.
So I was like,
I saw that
I,
video.
I, I think I seen some of that myself in my own comics, right? And I saw that Greg Land was copy and pasting Spider Woman panels into other issues with Spider Woman in it. Like I made like a maybe like an 8-minute video like showing the examples of it, but like he had Spider Woman on some panels on a specific post, and then she was the same way. It looked like copy and pasted in like All Out Avengers. I'm like, bro, no way. You know what I'm saying? Like, so artists taking shortcuts. It's not, we're not
Unheard of.
creating. Yeah, unheard of. Thank you. So it happens, right? It happens. If it's up to us, the readers, the buyers, the collectors, to speak with our money, right? Like if you see that and you don't want to support that, you don't buy the book. And
Right.
if enough people that do that, behave that same way with their money, the publisher, the editors, they will get the message and they'll drop those people, or they'll get somebody else that can meet the timeline and not cut corners.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't know which one of you guys said it, but uh, someone said to the extent of like publishers and like publishers really like people that are on time.
Yeah.
So to kind of negate the not being on time, I think a lot of that copy and pasting happens because of that, because they don't have time to do that. And prime example, I'm reading Invincible, and they make fun of it in the book, and they also make fun of it in the
really?
TV show. They make fun of the TV show because
with
Corey
the mouth?
Walker, what's his name? But like they'll have like 4 panels right next to each other, so there'll be 2 panels up top and then a 4 panel next to each other. It's the same freaking art. They don't even change it, but the last panel of that scene, they put a bubble in there. But it's this, it's just like they just copied and paste the whole thing.
I've seen
and they
that.
do it so much. And I loved how they talked about that in Invincible when he went to go get Mark went to go get his book signed by the creator of Science Dog. And in the book, he was like, yeah, the creator was saying, yeah, to kind of like speed time up because I'm writing this book all the time. I'll just copy and paste it. He's like, don't you think that's lazy work? He was like, well, you're still buying it or something like that. So they make fun of it. So it is not unheard of that comic book creators and also artists are regurgitating their own art or their own things that they've said before to kind of keep the ball rolling. Now, another person that we're talking about, even Mark Waid said this, and we have a book by Mark Waid and another guy, 2 really big hitters that hasn't come out for over a year now. And that's Superman,
The Last Days of Luthor.
the Last Days of Lex Luthor. And you even said, he was like, we got behind and whatever. And he's like, he's not doing any more cons anymore because he's trying to catch up to do these other 2 books.
Brian Hitch,
yes.
But Brian Hitch, he's like, dude, his artwork is so, in my personal opinion, he's so phenomenal. Like, he's so detailed, his face work, his acting, and like you could tell he cares every time he puts that pencil down or ink.
Yeah,
or
so I talked to, I think his name is David Barron, the inker.
Yeah, David Barron. Yep.
Yeah, the guy. He basically works a lot with Brian Hitch, and I saw him at Denver Expo earlier this summer. And basically, I asked him about the book because he had some copies for sale, in his table. I was like, "Yo, what's up with this book?" It's like, "You guys dropped it?" He said, "No. It's been postponed because Brian Hitch fell behind. So we I don't know. They worked out some deal with DC where like DC was gonna allow them to work on it and then release it basically like a year later. Issue number 2, like a year later, because number one, it's a magazine size book, so it's I'm assuming, right?
It's
I don't
bigger.
know. It's bigger. It's a lot more work, but Mark Waid alone was doing Shazam, World's Finest, and then he and Dan Mora were basically like workshopping or working behind the scenes, Absolute Power, and basically working with Scott Snyder to like build this new universe, the Absolute Universe for DC. So I'm guessing not just Brian Hitch, but also Dan Mora, not Dan Mora, Mark Waid felt like they were not going to meet that timeline without cutting corners or just putting out whatever for issue number
Yeah.
2. So they decided now we're going to, halt the process. And when we get a chance to work on it, and put our, make something of quality, then we'll get back on it. But literally, like issue number 2, it'll come out like what 13 months after
Yeah.
issue number 1 came out. So it's a long time, but I'd rather wait than just have
some.
shitty.
Yeah, for sure. But no, yeah, that's just wild of just how some of these artists and creators do things, and kind of jumping back with like the Spider-Gwen book, the art I didn't resonate with it. I have other books that have way better art. Chris Samney, the guy that's doing the book for Wonder Woman, Daniel Sampier, that's fucking art. That art is awesome. Freaking Tony S. Daniels. I mean, the list goes on of different artists that just put out quality stuff. Paulo
Bruno
Rivera.
Redondo.
Yeah, Bruno. Yeah, just quality stuff. And then when you get a book like this of a high caliber or like a well-known character, and then you get art like that, it's just like you already said it. They know people are going to buy it because it's a popular book. Let's put someone who is fairly decent on it, and it's a puppy mill. They're just breeding these books just to sell them. And it sucks at some point, but I like Stephanie Phillips, so I hope she sticks on the book and possibly get a better artist. But yeah, what else are you reading, Rome's?
Since I'm gonna double down on that one, I started reading Venom War, the first one. I don't know if I'm gonna get the next few issues. Funny story, I did, and this is the Ennis Crane variant cover. So, jokes on me. It's just the artwork kind of sucks.
Who's doing the art there?
I don't know. I can go get the copy real quick. Let me hold on real quick. I got it.
Yeah, do that.
I'll tell you something while he looks for that.
Okay.
I picked up like the one shot with what's her name? Black Widow, I think it was called. Venomous.
Oh yeah, I love the cover though.
Oh my god.
This is gonna go on my
nice.
Venom style. This is gonna go on my Venom cover. I'll show y'all.
Bro,
I'll show
my
you.
wife wanted me to get her that, and I couldn't get a copy.
Well, I make what do you call it? Videos for my comic book store, like the big one now. So it's so I mean, you had your Nerd Initiative thing. I've been working to try to get this this deal. I know he's not gonna watch this, but I've been kind of like not bugging him, but like, hey, like you want me to make videos for you? Like I could get some comics, or like you could pay me in comics and stuff like that, so I don't spend my own money or whatever. But I finally got a deal with him, and like now, like they gave me this for free, and like,
ooh, bro, that's nice.
This one and X-Men,
nice.
and like
what's his? That's Christopher Tyler something, right? What's the
who the artist?
Yeah, for that cover.
No, this one's I don't know.
I'll tell you in a second.
It says JTC.
Christopher, Joe JTC. Who is that?
Because I know he did that wolf. I know he does like those white. Like this.
Negative space covers.
There you go.
Yeah. I got a bunch of those. I got a Spider Woman, Captain Marvel. There's a Wolverine coming out. They are nice, bro. I'm telling you.
I saw a Wolverine one and I saw a Moon Knight one. I missed out on the Moon Knight one a long time ago, but but the artist is Ivan Coelho, and I mean, he did like the Venom run, but like I just it's just it looks kind of generic and like I don't know. I'm just kind of disappointed with the book that I put money into it. I don't know. It's expensive too. Like they're getting more expensive. Like this one was $6.
They are. They are.
I'm like, bro, like chill. But I'm sorry. What were you about to say? Year? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, no, I said that they are. They are getting expensive. You are absolutely right about that.
Yeah, so that's why I go back to trades. Speaking of, this whole entire time, I guess I'm a I forgot how much of a fan I was of Wolverine, and like I I stopped reading my comics and I just went back and read like because I wanted to make so much. I still want to make more Wolverine videos. Like I have one about Sabretooth, how he's like an underrated villain because he's basically like Joker, but for Wolverine. And I want to make a video like solidifying, like making people like want to argue in the comments type of thing, and like
No, let him know.
and like this is what I've been reading. It's like the big like I think it's a art gallery or whatever. Like, dude, this is huge, man. Look,
Nice.
I have the library edition, and it's taller than it of Aliens. And like I've been reading this, dude. Like sometimes I lately I've been staying up late, and I've been reading this, and I'm like I can't put it down, man. Like the artwork, like Barry Windsor Smith, and not just that, but like I've been going through a lot of Wolverine comics, like older ones.
I got it. I got it. The name of the artist is John Tyler Christopher.
Yeah.
Ah.
Okay.
Took
yeah.
me a minute, but I found it. John Tyler Christopher.
Yeah, he's dope, dude. And then check this out. Look, see that? That's the pages, bro.
What?
Look at that. Yeah, this is Aliens, and like again, like they have like look at that.
Oh,
Nice.
And like I've been reading Aliens because of like the whole Alien Romulus. I wanted to make more Alien stuff, but something happened recently, so like I had to like I've been trying to like push through, and I've been
let me give Rome's his flowers because he's not gonna do it. But if you want to learn about alien lore, right? Alien canon or Predator lore, canon, history, this is your guy. This is your guy. So when I met Rome's last year, we went to a comic book store and he started to like we saw like some Predator stuff on a wall.
Oh yeah.
And he started to go, oh, those Predators are this race or this type. And he started to I was like, wait a minute. There's lore to this stuff. It's like, yeah, they have comics since the first couple of movies came out. Like, what are you talking about? I'm like, bro, I didn't know any of this. And he went on a tangent while we're standing there on a comic book store about Predator lore, like comic book lore. I was like, no shit, like all this stuff. It was like, yeah, they got backstories, world civilizations. They've been like, I was like, holy crap! Like, and same goes for Alien. He knows he's Alien and his Predator stuff. I'm telling you.
Yeah, dude. Like, I'm a big that Aliens and Predator kind of like got me into like movies, like really big time. I remember I wasn't supposed to watch Alien. I mean, I've told the story here a couple times. I wasn't supposed to watch Aliens because my mom was like, "Go over there. You're too young." And the first thing I do, they're like the couches are facing the TV. I'm in the back over here. And then I see like the alien pop out of the water. I run back to my bed. But I was like, man, I want to see what happens next. So, Did you see
the newest the recent movie Romulus?
Yeah, yes, I did see it. Okay. I have mixed feelings on it. I do think 3/4 of that movie is perfect. It is the best. Honestly, I wish I could download the movie and edit some stuff out so I can enjoy it myself. And like maybe get like a what do they call them nowadays? Like a Patreon. You gotta pay to Patreon to watch this version or whatever. But dude, like it is so good. Like there's a face hugger scene. I have never been that scared of a face hugger like since. It's just so intense, bro. And you're like, dude, I remember whenever that face hugger, like they opened the doors, right? This is not spoil. I'm not gonna spoil this, but like they open the doors, right? I could hear the audience just go. I heard everybody go. Nobody was trying to breathe or anything, and it was like, oh, dude, it was like so intense, bro. And just the reason I don't like it, or not, I love 3/4 of that movie. The only thing I don't like is the Prometheus garbage, because they're ignoring this. There's no more Alien Queen. I think they're just trying to push, because James Cameron and Ridley Scott didn't like each other in the beginning. Or I think he didn't like that he made a sequel. So it feels like Prometheus and Covenant are trying to like, we're going to try to ignore aliens. And like, it's been pissing me off. And like, there's a rumor going around now that there might be an Alien versus Predator movie coming out. Because technically, they already made an animated series, which I heard the Terminator series, the anime one was actually really good. I have to go watch it. I haven't seen it yet. I want to see it. But there was one that Disney had to like, they were going to release it. It was an Alien versus Predator series. And it was like an animated one, but I heard it was really, really good, that they were going to go off the comic and everything. That comic that actually started this whole, like whenever we went to you remember whenever we went, I bought Machiko. I don't know if you know who Machiko is, Juan. She's like the character that they kind of like did a little in the Alien versus Predator, like the what do you call it, the Latina. She looked Latina for me. I mean, I kind of had a crush on her. But anyways, in the movie, and she had like she like joins the Predator. She gets strong enough to fight with the Predator. It's just, she was the only useful one on that planet compared to everybody else. Like all the guys, like she was like, so like there's like the managers, and then she's like the assistant manager, and then she deals with everything this, and she does like, it was basically kind of like, like work type of like politics stuff, and like it's just, bro, man, I got so. On top of that, so you know how I started working for the company, or for the comic book store? I have 3. I'm just missing one of the issues of the Alien vs. Predator. I already have it. I have it like this one. I have the library edition, but now I have the single issues for it, because I'm like, one of them just has Machiko and the Predator, the what do you call it, Tusk? I think it's Tusk, and like it's just so like, dude, the covers are awesome, bro, and like, oh man. And like, but yeah, the Alien versus Predator. I mean, the Alien Romulus. I think I would give it like maybe an 8 out of 10. Like,
okay,
yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, I agree with you. Like the beginning of the movie was really, I loved how the beginning of the movie started. Like there was no sound at all. Like you could hear a freaking pin drop in the movie theater, and then they did that, sporadically throughout it, because you're in space, because there's no sound in space. So they were trying to give that aspect as well. So I did enjoy it. There were a lot of good practical effects that were being had, especially with the alien and the little alien that comes out and whatnot. And but yeah, the Prometheus stuff is like, really? Are we doing this? It is so yeah, I gave it a mid 8. It was good. I loved it because of the practical effects, and I forget the synthetic dude's name, but he killed it. Like he killed it throughout that whole fucking movie. Like
he was the best part of the movie.
Yes, he was. Like how he like changes demeanor from like the cards that he has in.
Oh yeah, dude, that was cold, man.
So freaking good. I love that was a good movie.
He went from like nurturing to like so like corporate cold.
Yeah, just numbers, just X's and O's, man.
Dude, bro, it was oh man. If they would have just kept that right, if they would have kept that, it would have been probably, for me personally, it would have been probably like just as good as Alien and Aliens. If they would have kept that, because it felt like the comics. It felt like the comics, like in the beginning, where like you just go into a random abandoned ship and there's a bunch of stuff everywhere that that something alien like happened here, and then you get the mystery. Like it just felt like the comics. And I mean, self-plug, but I'm gonna give away one of the best Alien comic arcs when I do my live giveaway. But anyways,
nice.
But so hey, y'all are welcome to be part of it. It's for all subscribers. But yeah, I've been reading that. I I know there's a lot of controversy with the whole Wolverine origin comic. I read part 2, and it was actually pretty good. It was really good. I thought it was really good, and that's why I want to make the Sabretooth story. I tried reading some Deadpool stuff. One of them was kind of like, and you're gonna laugh. I never finished it back in the day, mainly because I couldn't find issue 3, and I had 4, so I was completely lost. But I bought it digitally, and I couldn't make a video of that one. It's just too inappropriate, and I was like, TikTok will probably ban me. And that one, like, I know Deadpool comics aren't really like rated R, like kind of like the way the movies are, but that one is super, like, it's not super rated, but like all the inappropriate jokes are in there, all the like it'll literally say redacted, like all the stuff that he says, and like all the stuff that they do too, because it was like a squad of it was Silver Sable, I think it was her, yeah, Silver Sable, Bullseye, Deadpool, and Domino. They were all on a Black Ops team, and I was like, man, I remember I read this back in the day. Let me see if I can make a video out of it. And I read it, and I was like, I don't know. And then I've been reading Deadpool and Cable a lot. It's really good, but there's a lot more dialogue than I expected, bro. Like, I'm like, man, I'm only 30 minutes in, and I'm only finishing a second issue. And like, usually I'm like, I knock out like 5 of their like modern day ones, and like, it's good. The first half feels more like for Cable, and then the what I'm reading right now feels like it's concentrating on Deadpool. I'm more right now. I'm reading more of the older stuff, even though my to be read pile is just like.
That's me.
But I don't know. I'm just catching the hype because like the Deadpool Wolverine stuff, kind of like because y'all are content creators. I don't know if y'all hit it. I've been doing this for about 4.5 years now, or close to it. Probably 4 years. Yeah, 4 years. I was getting bored with my content. I was making the content. People were liking it. But I'm like, I think I was just doing it just because I wanted. Like, I don't know. I just felt like I was just doing it because I had to. And with Deadpool Wolverine, it kind of like reinvigorated me. Like, oh, I remember this. I know what happens over here with X. Oh, and X-Men 97 too. Like, I was like, oh, I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. Yeah. Oh, bro, fire, bro. I still watch it, dude. Like, I put it on repeat when I'm making my videos. I'm like, oh, like I have a Nightcrawler one. I started also that I haven't finished. So, but like, I'm like,
story of your life.
Yeah, dude. And I'm like, man, dude, I remember this. I'm trying to make this Wolverine one of what happened to him after he got the adamantium taken out of him. That's why I started reading this one. And I'm like, man, dude, I've just been so obsessed with like Wolverine stories. Cause I remember when I was a kid, I was like, I always felt I was like weird, or maybe like I was just maybe like, I guess maybe it was a trauma added up. Like I was just always angry, I guess. And like Wolverine was always angry, and like, but he cared deep inside. Like deep down, he was actually like a nice guy. Like, I don't know, it's kind of like what do they call it, like when they got a rough exterior but the soft heart, or like a heart of gold, kind of like Mandalorian.
Rough around the edges, but
yeah. And I always gravitated towards Wolverine because of that. And I mean, Peter Parker was cool back in the day, but like, I mean, he was a nerd and everything, but I was like, I feel like I
relate more to
Wolverine, yeah. And I always felt like I had an old soul, so like I always gravitated to him. Yeah. And like, I don't know, that I just been reading a lot. Like I've been trying to finish up the Aliens book so I can make more alien content for that. I mean, I know I already passed the hype, but I mean, people don't know about these alien comics, so I really want to make like I want to show them because eventually. So the thing is with this comic right here, the aliens, this was they couldn't use Ripley, right? They couldn't use Ripley. So what happened is that they used Hicks and Newt after everything happened. So this is kind of like a sequel, and they go into a planet where they think that they control the aliens, and everything goes amok. Well, the end of this, the aliens end up going to Earth, and there's an all-out war, and then they have to go to like an alien planet, like supposedly where the aliens are from, and like you get all this lore where like there's an alien king, And then there's red aliens, like they have like interspecies, like Civil War type of thing. And I could geek out all day about aliens, but I just got to reread them because I don't remember a lot of stuff.
I warned you once.
Yeah,
warned you.
it's just
I see.
Yeah.
it's
we
just,
wound them. We
believed
wound
me
them
when I
up.
said it. There you go.
yeah, it's just like, oh man, it's just, I don't know. Right now, I feel really excited making content right now. So like,
That's good.
I know I slacked there for about a week or so, but right now I feel very motivated. I feel very motivated to like, you know what, got something going on, and I was like, you know what, just put my energy into like making my videos. Like there's nothing else right now. It's just the videos are gonna help me. Like, so I'm gonna show people a good time. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. Recently, I like went into a little slump myself, and then there was something about it because like I don't know if you knew, but I ran kitchens for a long time, and I'm a very methodical and like very strategic type of person when it comes to like doing things.
Mm-hmm.
So I always would have like 3 videos that I would put up a day, and some days I would take my whole Saturday or Sunday and just make like videos all day. So I would put them all into my drafts, and then I would just drop them three at a time. But I was like, man, you know what? You're slacking on your friends. You're slacking on your weight because I gained some weight. Because man, and so I'm slacking on a lot of things. So I'm trying to get back into like working out and walking more and stuff like that. So like earlier today, I made a whole bunch of videos, and I'm only going to drop like, I've only been doing 1 a day, so I don't have to feel like I need to put 3 out in a day. Cause I don't know, I've been seeing, and I don't know how you guys do your videos and how you put them up, but I feel like when I put a video up around like 4:30 a.m. and just let it ride like the whole day, I see a better interaction and better like people, you know, interacting with them than just posting one and then waiting a couple hours and then dropping another one, then waiting another couple hours and then dropping another one. Cause then they're like, damn, Juan, you have all these videos. I can't watch them all.
So can I give you some advice?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
So I told Year this. I think it's like you got to keep like, you got to make your content like evergreen. Like you got to have. So what I do evergreen stuff and stuff that's just keeping the algorithm, like, you know, the hauls I do with the cool transitions, like that's like weekly stuff. I can just throw them out. The stuff that I do with the panel work and everything, I know if people are gonna look it up, like what happened to this character, well, this character, this, I can make those videos evergreen. Like sometimes I have, like most of the time, people don't like my new stuff. I get notifications. People like videos from like years ago, and like, so I think it's better for you as an individual, because if you're concentrating on something that people are gonna watch years from now, that's going to leave you more time to do stuff with your friends and stuff like that. I'm always by myself most of the time, so like that's why I make so much content. And what do you call it? The evergreen stuff will get you farther in the long run. It might not get you stuff right now; it will get you stuff later down the line. But that's how I operate. Year has his own method now, and I'm real proud of him. Like he's knocking it out of the park. Like I wish I could be on that, but I just don't. I can't. I do it my way, and it's just people like it. People. I tried changing a couple times, and I have people that are real big fans. They're like, "Don't do that." And I'm like, "All right, cool. I'm gonna do that." But yeah, man, it's just evergreen stuff. And whenever I post at night, because I talked to I Am Batman, and he told me a long time ago, like the best time for me, because everybody's different on the algorithm, is to post at like for me, I post at night, so that way people will like the video when I wake up the next morning.
Yeah.
Like, oh, people are
it
liking
depends on your followers. That's a good tool that TikTok has, right? And YouTube has it too. Like you can check the analytics on the people that follow you and see when
When
your
they're on.
followers or subscribers are more active.
Yeah.
You know what hours they're more active. You know, and
Right.
yeah. So But yeah, final thoughts on anything that we went over today. Follow Juan Reads Comics on TikTok.
Yeah,
And
let's do
Instagram
that.
and wherever else. Follow this Renaissance talented
Eh,
and
eh,
nah,
I don't
he's
know.
talented. You'll see. Don't take my word for it. Go check him out, and then you will let me know.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
Yeah, Juan,
Listen.
we're real glad to have you, man.
I told Rome's this and others. I will give you your flowers. You know, your due flowers. It's up to you to water them. All right.
Hey,
Okay.
see. So we got the Renaissance man and we got the poet.
And then the funny guy. We got the funny guy.
The funny guy.
Hey, you got to even it out. You know, like he's too. There's seriousness. You got to have a light touch. You know. You got.
That's what I try.
All that thing.
Yeah, I try to be like at first when I first started doing it, because I had a movie page first and I just did movie reviews. And then I started doing more comic book stuff because I was collecting more than I was before and was reading more. So I started doing comic book stuff on that movie page, but then just ventured off and just had my own comic book page. But like, I don't know, man, I just try to be myself. And sometimes I get into like, you know, some things that I shouldn't, like clapping back at people and making things more than what it should be, because
I'm gonna give you advice on something like that. I had a situation like that happen a few years. My buddy, you know what he told me? He's like, protect the brand. Protect the brand. Don't get involved in that stuff. Because the minute you say something and someone has something smarter to say than you, and they can turn the tide against you. So always be aware. Watch your mouth. Let people talk. Because the more you ignore them, the more power they feel, the less power they feel that they have over you. So
yeah,
I will say this: competition or good or scrimmage between other creators, when it's for sport, it's good. I'll do it all day, right? But when it becomes personal, that's when I draw the line. You know what I mean? Like if I want to have a debate with, like, you've seen it with Timo, right? It's light, it's fun, it's entertaining, right? We'll take jabs at each other's characters, but we never take jabs at each other personal. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so for sport like that,
they be laughing at each other.
Yeah.
And then I'll be egging them on too.
Yeah, 100%. At the end of the day, Timo is reading my favorite character and I'm reading his favorite character, so we can get knowledgeable on the characters, so we can talk shit about each other's characters. That's I mean, we are consuming the media at the end of the day, right? We're not just talking about each other on a personal level. So, you know,
now just what really upsets me about this, about some of the people that are in this community, is that they have good stuff and they have good things to say, but then they get clouded and they get overwhelmed by the yelling and the screaming and talking back, and, you know, and demeaning other people by saying that if you like this, then you should shut the F up and this and that. It's like, that's not what this community should be about. There's already a stigma about it, about being a fan of anything, especially when you lean more over towards the Star Wars, that they're even
we
more,
were just talking about
they're even more. Like, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I mean, I got you know, I got a thing on my arm, but I just don't like it. I don't like how people, you know, jab at each other. And Year said it the best. We're jabbing at the characters that we like. We're not jabbing at each other. We're not jabbing at our personal beings. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't like when big creators do that, because what they're doing is they're showing and they're paving the way for younger creators to like harness that type of energy and to keep that ball going. So even if those creators stop doing that, there's going to be other creators that are going to come out and continue to have that hateful type of speech and yelling and screaming back and forth. And I just don't really like it. And sometimes, I'll say something about it. Like, we shouldn't be like this. Like, there's a couple of people that I still follow that are, like, I can't believe you did this. You did the like, come on, man. Like, I'm not here for that.
I think it's just human nature, and the bigger the pool, the more people. Because, like, I mean, if we have that in comics, right, and like our pool's pretty decent, right? The Star Wars one is like huge, right?
Oh yeah.
So you're gonna have more people, and that's just human nature in everything, politics, all of it. Like sports, I'm sure. I'm not big into sports other than boxing, but like I'm sure it happens with teams and stuff like that. They start taking it personal, and it's just it's just human nature. We can do our best to like try to like lure people away from that, but at the end of the day, it's all our very own decisions that we can hopefully people can like aspire to.
Yeah, for sure, man.
See, but I could be a little poetic.
Look at you.
All right, I think we're gonna cap it here. 90 minutes. I wish we could continue going all day, but we have comics that we have to go read. So
yeah, I can't wait to finish this stuff.
With that being said, Juan, thank you for hanging out with us and talking comics and everything in between. We appreciate you. Everybody go follow, go check out Juan Reads Comics.
We'll have it down in the link we'll have his links down in below.
Yeah, it'll be somewhere down there. We'll make sure of it. Don't worry about it. But yeah, everybody, thank you for watching and hanging out with us. Talk to you soon.
Deuces, guys.